Good evening and welcome back to Cast Not Dead, formerly Redacted, and welcome to our Killer7 Extravaganza, where we will be playing Killer 7 in its entirety while talking about it and trying to hopefully piece together the nuances of its crazy plot. This is your host, CJ Wakura.
This is Infinite.
This is KamenSentai not experiencing deja vu.
And this is Quill apologizing for accidentally so long story short, I accidentally killed my SSDs and we recorded the same episode like 2 weeks ago. So
Wait,
now
we did this? What?
so now we're doing it again
Yes,
because
so this is our
my stupid old power supply.
So we're on take two.
FSR. In true FSR tradition, we're going to relive the same day again and go through Killer 7 again. Sumio would be proud of us.
Play exactly like how CJ did.
Die specifically in the same parts that he died in.
Yes, so for those of you who thankfully missed it and will never have to see it, I have not played Killer 7 in a long time, and I suffered some very ignoble deaths from not healing and walking into a room blindly because I'd forgotten you get blindsided by like 3 heaven smiles, and the less said, the better.
So yeah, let's start. I'm gonna play.
Yes. So we're playing the Steam version, I believe, which is we're playing on normal because Deadly is just BS. And our first target, 00, the Angel.
Shoot the mysterious man, just waving his hand around.
So it's worth noting that this is a game that Suda wrote in its entirety and almost didn't, because Shinji Mikami told him, hey, no, you're doing this, you're going to do the whole thing. Because originally he wanted to pawn off some of the writing on interns, I believe, or like other
just
people in Capcom or Grasshopper. Yeah. Because apparently he was also directing the game and doing a whole lot of work. He's like, hey, and there's all these characters and dialogue, and Mikami's like, no, dude, your story. You got to write it. Which is for the best, is what we all agree.
Yeah, that reminds me. I think I mentioned this before in our previous recording. That book he hands over to Garcia, and I think it's literally just it literally is just a bunch of poetry.
Which would fit. So we meet our first two characters. This is Garcia Smith, who will be playing as for a large chunk of the game, and that's Christopher Mills, who he's basically his primary contact, and we'll learn more about him as the game goes on.
And it's his only probably friend.
Yeah, that makes sense. Friend being a loose term.
Yeah, I think particularly the book was from William Blake poetry, particularly.
And note there's a full moon in the background.
Yeah, we're gonna be seeing a lot of full moons in this game.
Oh yes, which reflects madness.
Oh yeah, the Steam version also adds subtitles to the cutscenes, which is really nice.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, it does. And definitely they're done in Killer 7 style. Mercy.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
This is my first Steam version.
And on top of that, it's very interesting. I think we actually didn't get to mention in the last one we actually did. This game only does have an English dub.
Yeah,
that's true. In the American version, it's just they tweaked some of the voices to make them more confusing.
Yeah, they made the modified talking more modified.
Right,
which
so
makes
it's not
sense.
as clear.
Yeah, because for a normal Japanese man, he's probably not going to understand English.
Right. And also, there's certain characters you talk to who are remnant psyches, and their text is very unusual. And basically, the American version makes it more unusual.
It's dangerous, my friend.
And I remember talking about this before, how the kind of beta cutscene of this one had this environment looking really worn down. Because there's a line Dan says after in 3, 2, 1.
Oh shit! There's more than 14. Oh, this bastard.
So, how does he determine there's more than 14, having only run into one of them?
Because it's Dan.
They can sense it.
Yes. So as you may have seen, this is the next one of our Killer 7, and Garcia has switched over to Dan, thanks to the camera. which we'll see more of later.
Yeah.
This is our tutorial buddy, Iwazaru.
Iwa.
Intel del Boris the Seventh, Iwazaruskov. And notice he's slightly translucent, which is usually an indication you're talking to a remnant psyche.
AKA a ghost.
Also, totally not gimpish.
Oh yeah, not at all. No, not at all. But yeah, we mentioned this before. This game also be really good for Halloween stuff. This is a very good Halloween game.
Absolutely. It's a very eerie game.
Yeah, it's not more like in your face boo horror. It's more like again gets under. It's kind of a mixture of the both. Gets under your skin, but there will be those moments you go.
We're gonna talk about this room, or
Oh yes, this is Harmon's room where you can go to Iwazaru for tutorial and hints on the different enemies and characters. Samantha here is the local maid who will happily help you save your game. And as you get logs and dialogue, Iwazaru can give you information as you need it. And he'll give you hints on how to defeat certain enemies. We all know that, so we're good for the instance.
It's actually kind of funny when I actually never knew about that Iwazaru stuff. I just never went into the back of the room. I just never.
So the TV has a separate use, which we can use on our own, but when Samantha accesses it, she can save. So without Samantha, you effectively can't save.
yeah, we'll see later. But the other use of the TV.
So what do we know about this building? This is like an office building, we believe, that's been taken over by the Heaven Smile.
I think so. It's supposed to be some type of. It's just an abandoned building. Which is why I mentioned in the beta cutscene, this place looked way more run down.
Which makes sense.
And they always called this place a shithole, but it looks pretty,
Yeah. Yeah, this is well maintained. And I've been to abandoned office buildings. They do not look nice.
Yeah,
I see have squatters living there.
Yeah, and I see my tokusatsu shows. I know what abandoned factories look like.
Oh yeah. They're pretty much the bread and butter of the tokusatsu industry.
Yeah, we have our explosions in here.
And no one will arrest us or call the cops.
It actually kind of reminds me, when we do get to it near the end of every level, we do kind of get to a very worn down area.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. That could tie into it. Maybe this is how the Killer7 see it. Maybe to them everything looks clean and neat. Maybe we're just overthinking it.
Probably.
Travis. Hello, Travis. Another remnant psyche who was killed on the job.
Yeah, it was killed by Harmon.
Yes. And he's pretty much haunting us. But he's also one of the most insightful characters in the game. He knows a lot of what's going on.
Do we know about this guy?
He was always friend.
Okay.
Isn't that Iwazaru's wife, or is that the other character?
No, that's just a friend.
That's another character.
Iwazaru's wife is the one with
Kaide.
Yeah. Kaide.
Kaide,
Yeah, this guy gives you indications of when there's a puzzle you have to solve. The bullets. So when you see him, it means there's soul shells nearby.
Oh, I didn't know that. I always thought it was there.
Yeah, I mean, he is kind of there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you don't really need him. It's just you're going to search everywhere regardless, but if you're in a really big area, I guess he helps you hone in on what areas you need to focus on because you're missing something. So Infinite is much better at this game than I am, so we can talk a bit about how you actually play Killer7. When you move, it's basically with the button, and you use your joystick to aim the reticule when you go into firing mode. And ideally, you're going to scan for the weakness and hit the little pixelated area, which will kill them in one shot and get you more blood. You can kill them otherwise, but it takes more shots, which risks them blowing up your face, and you don't get as much blood.
And also, the benefit of him playing a Steam port is that the mouse aim stuff is really good.
Oh, yes. So when I was playing with the GameCube controller, which is, while I like it for the vast variety of options, it's difficult to be accurate. I'm sure with the Steam version, you can be pinpoint accurate, like you're playing an FPS.
Like that.
Exactly. Also, you can hit the weaknesses without scanning for them, but it takes trial and error. And wow, he nailed the collateral shot in one goes. So those are basic. Those breathe the heaven smiles, and until you take out nice limb severing. So that's what happens when you kill one without the weak spot. You can sometimes blow off their limb without hitting the weak spot, which is what happened there. Looks cool, but you don't get the rewards.
Yeah.
We got another No More Heroes reference.
Before No More Heroes. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So should we talk about the theory that some people think this might be Travis?
Yeah, some people did believe that. Wouldn't it be
I
funny?
don't buy into it personally.
Wouldn't it be funny? It actually is. It's just kind of the one time he does die in No More Heroes 3. It's just before he comes back. He's just hanging around in Killer7 verse.
Yeah, well, we've confirmed that the Killer 7 do exist in Travis's universe thanks to Travis Strikes Again.
Well, as a thing, remember Johnny told us. Yeah, remember the thing Johnny told us about that. Suda very much borrows ideas from Leiji Masumuto. I think that's how you say his name.
Leiji Matsumoto, the Galaxy Express 39 guy.
Yeah, that he kind of can have different universes, but can repeat characters in a way, like their designs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So No More Heroes. Yeah, No More Heroes could essentially just be a universe where Killer 7 exists, but maybe it's not the exact Killer 7 that we know.
Right. So it's possible in this universe, this could be a Travis Touchdown who died in a different way. And the Travis Touchdown we know became a much less jaded otaku.
Or maybe Killer 7 is just a video game in the No More Heroes verse, and a Killer 7 in the real world is just different.
Although it is worth noticing that we see signs of Travis kind of becoming a little jaded in 3.
Oh yeah, he's old. He's getting old.
When we first see him, he's got his hair just unstyled. He's wearing a tank top. He's kind of like hasn't taken care of himself anymore. Like that Travis, I could see becoming the Killer 7 Travis.
Which, just when you mention about that, when him in that short hair, how the fuck can he make a pompadour with that amount of hair?
It's probably fake hair.
Oh, faux hawk. Not pompadour, faux hawk.
I just noticed that audio clip that plays help me, which is I wonder if it'll play more dialogue if we stay there.
Let me.
Oh, so we're getting our first transition.
Yeah.
He's switching. Ooh, he's switching to the sniper. Heyday.
How do you aim? Forgot.
So, ooh.
That guy just exploded.
Interesting. I'm not sure what caused that.
I think Yellow's
Hayday's got a snipe scope, which is, as we can see, extremely accurate. You can zoom in on it, but got the slowest reload in the game. Very problematic when you're fighting a lot of enemies.
And this gun also pops up in Resident Evil 4.
The only certain versions of it.
Yeah, PS2 and onward.
Even in the Steam version.
Yeah, it's not. So it's not in the GameCube version. Am I
Really?
correct in
It's
that?
not in the GameCube?
Yes, it's not in the GameCube
I'm not
version.
sure. That's meant. There's the head.
I am very positive it's not in the GameCube version. Or maybe, is it even in the Wii version, actually?
That's a good question. I used to have the Wii version. I got it just to play Separate Ways, and then I wasn't that impressed by Separate Ways, so I got rid of it. But I kept my GameCube version. So this is the Daylight version of where we see that Samantha, basically, she's not dressed as a maid. This is her off day. So when she's off work, as it were, she's not going to help you save. She's off the clock. Don't bother her. And what Infant's doing here is leveling up his stats.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
basically
random stuff.
I've changed.
Power is what power does more damage. Speed affects the speed of the aiming, I believe. And there's also you can get abilities by leveling up too. Like leveling up certain abilities gets you an instant kill, which is really helpful if you're getting blindsided. You're getting a lot of severed limbs here.
Yes.
It's very interesting because it looks like he's spot on with hitting weakness. Oh, I hate these things. And you can tell by how many laughs you hear, how many heavy smiles. It sounded like 3.
And then remember this whole thing as well. Every time that Dan gets this is too easy. That doesn't sound like Dan to me. It sounds like Steve Bloom is just doing a line there.
Interesting.
At least that's what it sounds like to me, but...
I noticed the dialogue in the Steam version looks a little cleaner somehow. Like, it still does that little wobbly effect, but I recall the GameCube version was blockier and more off-kilter.
Yeah,
It's definitely a different font, I think.
It's a little smaller, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of like.
But still has the same spirit.
Oh, very much.
So yeah, basically the Heaven Smiles are terrorists that are trying to upset the natural. I think we'll learn more.
I love this guy.
Did we? Oh yeah, military ones, I guess you can call them.
Yeah. I just love their voice.
That's new.
We didn't miss the hint dude yet, right?
No, we're actually getting to him right now.
Okay. This is gruesome right here. Oh, wow. Very anatomically detailed. Oh yeah, he's right around here.
Yeah, here's the lock door.
Yep. Lock the door.
Yes, so these are shortcuts that you can unlock later.
Let's see if I can hit him.
Oh, here it's on the little bit of the arm.
Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up.
This could be close. Wait.
Oh no.
You got him.
Yeah, he waited for you. He was nice enough to wait.
I mean, getting shot means you kind of go, ah!
Actually, I never thought about
probably
it.
not going to use this guy much.
Who voices the Heaven Smiles?
I think it's Kulan's voice actor, if I'm correct.
Sounds like Quill. It's probably him.
Because he's the one, they share that same laugh.
Oh yeah, definitely. Which we'll hear to great effect later. So Yoon Hyun, if I'm saying that correctly, is our hint guy. If you shoot the mask, well, he'll give you a small hint initially, like this is kind of where you have to go. If you shoot the mask, he will flat out tell you what to do, but he will also insult you. Like he'll kind of condescendingly give you the answer. If you don't have the blood, he'll just straight up give you he'll tell you you get lost, and also he flips you the bird when you use the hits.
But it's a great animation.
Yes. I don't believe he gives much story dialogue. He's usually just the hints.
He's not. He
not mistaken.
never has like story-related stuff. Maybe once or twice.
Just a
Although
lovely character.
he does put the hints in an interesting way, so there's that. So this is one of the puzzle rooms with the aforementioned candlesticks.
This is off, right? Yeah. So let's move on.
Yeah, we can't do
We have
much
to
in
get
this
this
room
right.
at the moment. Oh, there's his daily dose of
More than one
lead.
week. The body is still there. The detail.
Yeah. Which I think in the Japanese version, this game, the original release, at the very least, that was definitely more toned down.
Oh, absolutely. This doesn't surprise me.
There's also
No more
another.
heroes.
Yeah, there's another scene that's heavily toned down in the Japanese version as well.
I think I can guess which scene you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, 2 decapitations in one scene.
No, I'm actually talking about
Considering
something
who it is.
else.
Oh, I'm talking about the scene with the heads in the lap.
I think that one is, but yeah, I'm more referring to one of a different nature.
The tennis scene?
No, not the tennis one either. It's not a violent scene. It's more of a...
Yeah. Okay, got it. So it's in the same chapter as the tennis one.
I think so.
It's at the end of it, yeah.
Oh, at the end of it.
I know Japanese censorship is very dicey on decapitations, so No More Heroes had a lot of that toned down, which is interesting considering one of the story characters you talk to is literally a decapitated head. So they probably had to work something out with that. Maybe it's okay because she's not dead?
I think it's more the action itself and not the actual head, if you know what I mean.
You didn't see
It's
the
okay. So
Steam
we didn't take her
notifications,
head
right?
off. At least,
Hmm?
not in this game. We didn't.
You didn't see the Steam notifications, right?
No, we do.
No, we do. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Right phone, shout out.
Carrier pigeon.
But
So these pigeons give us some little tidbits of backstory, and they all have different names. This is Bianca. Oh, this is definitely a different font, but they kept the spirit. Johnny
That's okay.
Gagnon, known as the Speedster. He apparently is another killer for hire, and gives us little bits of lore on the current level we're in.
with birds that somehow can fly like this.
Yes,
Yeah.
in sequence. There's 7 in the Smith Syndicate.
Wonder how he trained these birds.
Carefully. So we have Dan Smith,
I love how
Katie
we
Smith,
say for
Con,
mask, he uses grenades.
Kevin Smith, who uses knives, no relation to the director. Coyote Smith, who uses a modified gun, and Garcian, who uses a small pistol, a silenced pistol. And they're an armed force that rivals a small army. Yeah. Don't want to be on their bad side, and the United States keeps them around. So they're basically mercs for hire for the U.S. government, which makes sense because Mills works for the U.S. government. Thank you, Brady.
I'm kind of disappointed no one had like a Walther. The Walther's
Oh, that would have been nice. Yeah, and one of the HCU uses Walther, don't they?
I think so.
If you look at the silver case opening, when the little bios tell you what gun each member of the HCU uses, which is a nice touch.
Samantha.
Yep, she's chilling, so no saving, which is fine. I mean, even if you don't save, getting killed isn't necessarily a game over. I don't know if we'll actually see that happen, but yeah, you don't have to worry unless a certain character dies.
Well, it depends. Usually everyone dies in that one part of the room. Like the big hallway stuff. I think it's here.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be certain bosses where it's a crapshoot too.
Here it is. You.
I love the disdain.
Again, my favorite is still Coyote Smith. You're fucked.
But the way Khan says it with such disdain, fuck you.
Yeah, he really sounds like
So-
an angsty little teenager.
Oh, cool.
He's 14, right?
I think he's like 14 or so. 14 to 16, yeah.
Also, we kind of have a sort of like with Silver Case. We kind of a hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil, because we do have a member who's mute. We do have a member who's blind, but I don't think we have one who's deaf.
Wait, who's blind?
That's true.
Khan.
Khan. Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forget.
Khan's blind.
That's
Wait,
right.
Kevin is
I forget, was he blinded or was he born blind? I think he was blind.
Unsure.
And we know Kevin Smith's a mute, although he originally wasn't. And I don't think any of the Killer7 are deaf, unless they say it and they'll tell us.
By the way,
Harmon's old.
Oops.
Possible.
Funny line.
There's another one. That shot was spot on, and it just took the limb off.
So one thing we're gonna notice in every chapter, everyone changes outfit. I find it really
Oh, that's right,
yes.
yes.
Yes,
There's
some
little
of them are
changes
very
to
stylish.
outfits.
nothing.
They're usually the same motif, like Kaide always wears the short dress, Coyote
Yeah,
always
same
wears an
with me,
open
but,
shirt over a t-shirt,
just different.
and usually wears his Dan Garson always wears a suit.
Yeah, Garcian always stays the same, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think, and Mask always wears a different mask.
Yes, and he also has another type of change, but...
Alright, so
And his reload speed is super fast.
Something that's
Yeah,
really great about this game is that like every texture is just like one color, which makes it like ageless, basically.
Oh yeah, this game still looks nice.
yeah, it's
But definitely the
That-
aesthetic lends a lot to it.
It's that
And
good
it's
old...
deliberately done with hard lines.
Yeah, that good old 2000 cell shading.
Exactly. That's why Jet Set Radio looks so good.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I saw the commercial for Jet Set Radio, I was like, I couldn't believe. I was like, there's no way the real game could possibly look that good. And it does.
Yeah, Dreamcast, GameCube, and
Like,
PS2, great looking games, still to this day.
absolutely. Unreal.
Like, Okami will forever hold up.
I need to
Absolutely.
play Okami.
And you get 3 games for the price of 1 with Okami.
Yes, you do.
That game has... It's like, they love the game so much they put the sequels on the same disc. And now we're probably going to meet my favorite Remnant Psyche in the game.
Is she still considered Remnant Psyche? She's...
I guess she's not a ghost, is she? She's just a head.
Yeah, she literally is just a head.
Yeah, we can't see through her. That's a good point. But if that's the case, then she still talks like a Remnant Psyche, though. So is she like in between life and death?
Maybe
Just
that.
a
Maybe
head.
maybe you get this voice when you just get your head cut off. Maybe.
And it's also
So,
like,
like-
I think she's one of the most easily understood voices. Like you can kind of make out.
Oh yeah, especially when you hear Mr. Smith.
Absolutely, this is one of the most understood. Am I
Yeah.
lagging? Okay.
No,
And
you're good.
Susie usually gets and she's all puns.
Yeah, she's always your ring girl.
It sounds like she said, "If you come back, it's real soon." Like she's kind of speaking English, but not really.
Yeah, that is one thing. Some of the subtitles here don't exactly match up with this weird English.
Which is fine. Oh, yeah, they can be a pain in the neck if you're surrounded. They don't hurt you, but they blind you. Actually, I guess because of them, this whole game has an epilepsy warning.
Yeah. Yo, that came up. Yes.
And he's talking about coyotes. He doesn't like him very much, apparently. I don't think he likes anybody besides Harmon.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe Garcian.
Wow. No, I think there's a different reason I like Garcian, but
It's like more like he only respects the master. He doesn't respect the underlings.
yeah, that's very usual. Even though he's an underling himself, freaking hypocrite.
And also, his language is very hard to understand. Like, it vaguely sounds Swedish, I always thought.
Doesn't, especially when you hear him say his name. It's oh.
Or German, maybe. He's
Ah,
Ooh,
the first hit.
that hurt. Oh, that would hurt, too. It looks like he did half his life.
Don't worry, brush it off, brush it off.
But he'll be fine. You may notice the little eyeball indicator is your life. So basically, if it's wide open, you're fine. When it's almost closed, you're... But you can use the blood to heal on the fly, so as long as you're accurate, you basically don't have to worry. Unless you're playing on hard mode, where it's basically one-hit kill.
Mm-hmm. There's also that Grasshopper mode as well.
Very hard puzzle.
And there's our Resident Evil emblem.
Yeah, that's definitely something that very much Shinji Mikami bled into this game. It's definitely the puzzle kind of mentality here.
I'm going back to
Which, yeah, that's
I know
another kind of speaking of the development of this game. We did mention how Suda was kind of the one mostly always on this game, and a big thing that happened with him in this game too, before doing all like the writing and stuff like that, he apparently went through a media blackout. He wasn't looking at anything new at the time. He just literally just locked himself out.
Mm-hmm. So I noticed something when he went into the area. It said something to the effect of area for residents, I believe. So does this mean part of the building is also being leased out to tenants?
I guess that would explain the people who are here right now getting murdered.
Yeah, and also the
Yeah,
washing
it
rooms
happens
and
sometimes. You have office buildings that have people residing there. That's
Or-
a lot.
Or also abandoned buildings where people just want to hang out.
Oh, this is a lot.
Yeah, when they crawled, I hate when they crawl. They're so fast.
Oh yeah, well
Yeah.
I noticed the fourth one wasn't even coming at him, so he had time. Now if
Yeah.
all four had come at once, that would probably be an instant game over. unless you're playing as Mask, maybe.
He could have switched to Con and just go to town.
And
I
there's the
wanted to
fire
switch
ring,
to
which we use
Khan, but I
activate the
didn't see
sprinkler.
the first ones now.
And now the logic of, now there's water in the toilet.
Of course, because a fire extinguisher sprinkler will fill the toilet in a matter of 3 seconds.
There's definitely not a back compartment of the toilet that matters in this situation. Not at all.
Now we can go back to the laundry room. Since flushing the toilet somehow knocked the vent off. Yeah, no one there. Also, we should mention it's very easy to get lost in this game. Infinite knows where he's going front and back. There is a map you can use, but it's not very useful.
Yeah, the map that I never knew existed when I first played.
I never understood it. I was like,
I played it like
Yeah.
4 or 5 times, and I've never used the map a single time, honestly.
What does the map look like on the Steam version? I'm curious.
Pretty sure it's the
It's
same.
probably the
Does it
same.
look exact? Yeah,
Same.
the same. It's a special button in the GameCube version, which is why
Oh,
most
and-
people don't even know it exists.
I think if you
Yeah.
press M, it might show up.
Yeah, there's a different map,
don't-
but
it's a certain key on. Like you can't get it from the menu. You actually have to press that key. It's probably the same in the Steam version. It's probably so rarely used that no one.
I
even
do not
bothers
know
with
what key it is. I never used
Yeah.
it.
Did you
It's
try
fine.
M?
it. Take our word
That's
for it.
usually the map key for games. Yeah.
Oh shit, it's done.
Oh, there it is.
yay,
As you
the
can see,
map.
It kind of gives you hints on who to use. Like you'll notice on the 3rd floor, there's an indicator of math, which could be useful if you're stumped and you see there's a pigeon there and 2 question marks indicating there's something we missed.
That's cool.
But it's not that
I'm wondering,
useful.
those were in the original version, right? Those little indicators?
Which one?
The indicators showing, like, the question marks and Mask's head? Were those in the original?
I don't think so. I don't remember them.
I think they were. I'm not
I'm
100%
wondering-
sure though.
I don't recall those because I'm very OCD and I usually love seeing stuff like that. It's like, oh crap, I missed something.
I don't remember them. So
More blood.
Yes, the blood doctor who makes our serum for us.
by the way,
Quiet.
does anyone have
Very
a
helpful
clue
guy.
who this guy is?
No, I have really no
I would
idea.
assume he's another one of the yeah, probably one of the Zarus would be my guess.
Which
Like he's a remnant psyche who's been confined to the TV.
Did you notice?
just shove him in a TV. It's fine.
We've come to
These types of things. Oh, yeah. She has the longest quote when you switch to the Jack.
Yeah. I
There's
changed
a
my
down
makeup.
attack, which is basically your. Did you notice?
I shouldn't have.
Then they never
Oh,
notice
you
these
didn't
types of
notice.
things.
What did you
The
say?
down attack is very useful. Basically, if there's a crawling smile who's like right on you, you can do a special attack to kill them and stop them from blowing up in your face. Also looks really cool.
Yes.
Safe.
And yes, we're coming up on the end of chapter 1, I think. We're making really good
Yeah, we're
progress.
almost done.
Oh yeah. Maybe we should just have Infinite be the one to take charge.
Possibly. I'm down with that, especially if he doesn't mind. And we can just focus on talking.
I love this game. So
And the Steam version again looks really nice and crisp.
Oh, absolutely. Although there is a certain je ne sais quoi to playing on the GameCube, and that is the version I own. But if I ever got
Yeah.
the Steam version, then sure, I'd play it that way.
Just never play the PS2 version, guys.
Oh my god. I just think he was fine with the Steam version. I think he would have no complaints there. The student infamously, I don't know so much that he hates the PS2 version, but he's very happy when you bring him the GameCube version.
Oh yeah.
Because the PS2 version was made against his wishes, because Capcom was porting
Let's try
everything to the
the-
PS2.
the down attack.
All right.
And I'm pretty sure the GameCube version.
That's cool.
I love how he just
You
goes,
don't get the blood
yes.
The downside is you don't get the blood bonus, but
It's number 6, I think. Mask. Yeah.
Yep, there he is.
yep, there he is. Second best killer suit next to Garcian.
Yeah. Oh my God. This always reminds me of the image of Eddie Murphy people would pass around.
So that's if you see the walls with the cracks in them, that's what Mask specializes in. Has the most powerful shot in the game, but he can only fire one shot at a time. And he's got a
Heck.
pretty slow reload time. Not
Heck,
as slow as Kaide's, but
And sometimes he doesn't even need to use his freaking guns to break shit. He can just use his head.
benefit of being a massive dude. Notice he calls the reader a mirror.
And we have the best pigeon.
Pussy.
Pussy.
I feel like this one was sent by Natagawa, just for some reason.
Possibly. Oh, and now he's asking us for money. Thanks, Kusabi. So Garcia manages the other 6% and acts as a negotiator. He's the face, if you will. Can you imagine Kaide trying to be the negotiator with Mills? Like, look, Garcian's busy. You have to deal with me today.
And you
Garcian
didn't
is
notice
not
the
a
makeup.
killer.
It's curious about this.
Mills would notice.
He never kills.
Yes, he retrieves the bodies, and if another person is killed, he can revive them. Nice little jam here on the guitar, by the way. That's the level music still. So there's someone off stage controlling Garcian, a hidden mastermind separate from the active team.
Oh, sorry.
And the mastermind assigns the jobs. So Garcian's in the middle.
Am I lagging?
This is like they just told Masafumi Takada to jam away. They just hit some notes on the guitar. It's fine.
But also, yeah, no, you're fine.
Switch.
Like, you're not lagging on me.
Yeah, I'm just really paranoid.
No, you're fine. They switch using the television, but he does not know why or how. One sensible person and 6 freaks. They never interact with each other. Yeah, I guess they all are kind of freakish in their own way, although I think Mask is not that bad a guy.
Yeah. He
He's
likes the
just
kids.
a little... yeah. Hopefully not like that.
No, not like that. Like the traditional wrestler way.
Yeah, it's like, he's an entertainer. He likes to make kids happy.
Yeah, very much so.
The Chiefs' first catch.
Wavering hand.
He sounds vaguely French to me.
Oui. Oh yeah, we have to say since
Like, it's neat that maybe everyone... What's up?
oh, I was gonna say since we're on the Steam version too, I forgot people have modded in shirts for Travis to wear.
Well, that sounds awesome.
People
Is
are
there a
There's a
mod
world.
to hear...
It's not even that hard to change. It's just like, because it's essentially just an image, like a PNG, so you can easily change it.
Oh yeah, it's just
It would be
style.
cool
Yeah.
if you could... What if you could do the different shirts with No More Heroes? Wouldn't that be great? Further adding into the conspiracy theory?
I mean, you can mod Travis in the game.
Yeah, someone made a mod about that.
Oh, that would
Yeah.
be neat.
I think I know.
By the
I
way,
think
note the skybox in the background. Very ominous. Very cool.
I think I know who you're talking about. He also does he's doing a Doom mod with Killer7.
Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, I know him. He's in another server I frequent, Genry server, oddly enough.
It's a nice crimson sky. We don't see the moon, but very creepy. We're in the middle of an urban city, definitely, wherever it is.
Yeah, it's a nice. It seems like it's a nice, probably above middle class area.
I think at some point we'll get a map of the U.S., but I don't think we see exactly where this building is. This could be like New York, L.A., Boston.
Yeah, we never do because we never get a proper cutscene like for like in other chapters where we go to
noticed
like.
that years
Just
ago.
throws you into it.
Her fate was sealed because of the crop of her shirt. She had a half-cut shirt on, and that's why she's exploded in half.
Ouch.
And we
Yeah, it's a lot of nasty
Oh,
deaths.
there's some...
I
you
think
notice
probably
the legs
more in
burning,
chapter 1 than any other chapter, when I think of it, or chapter 0.
Yeah, it was the most graphic one. Easily.
Yeah. And then to
Well,
talk
that's
about
no-
some of the Sarah rating stuff that happens in Japan. Yeah, a lot of blood is definitely toned down for sure. The most famous one for Grasshopper games is definitely No More Heroes with the Black Ash.
and the decapitations. Which weird. Sero is kind of like the opposite. Like blood and gore isn't a big deal in America, but nudity will get you in trouble. Japan, nudity or risque stuff is pretty sure they're bread and butter, but blood and gore, then you're gonna get the Sero rating jacked up.
Well, it's very interesting because it wasn't like that in the past for them either. Japan was surprisingly incredibly violent in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, like movies would have all kinds of nudity. You wouldn't have like full frontal or anything, but pretty much toplessness was fair game.
And there's also the whole other thing with Japan too, with children characters where they see it more humorous if they're naked and stuff like that. Can make comedy out of it. Like if you ever read like old school Dragon Ball.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, back in the days, like the 60s and 70s for Japan, like the Ultraman franchise, holy crap, the amount of crap they pulled off in that.
I can imagine. I've never seen Ultraman, but I have watched Masked Rider. That's the one I've watched the most.
Yeah, original Kamen Rider in the show era was pretty up there too. And then Amazon also comes up with, again, pure-on decapitations of monsters and stuff like that, and just busting limbs off and crap. It was insane because...
Anime.
Oh yeah, which the anime stuff is another particular thing, because around the 70s was when Cutie Honey popped up.
Exactly, and it wasn't a big deal to see topless nudity. Now it's like characters can be naked, but you can't show anything. So you'll have the mist or the steam, but they'll basically be naked all the time as long as they don't actually show the naughty bits.
And back in the day, it was an issue. It was a big issue back then. Like, Go Nagai was considered the enemy of humanity back in the day. Insane.
Yes.
Yeah, like have you ever read?
If you want to see a Go Nagai,
Devil?
Oh.
What was it? Devil Woman or Devil Man Woman or Devil?
Devil Lady.
There's
Devil Lady.
Devil
yeah.
Lady.
That was.
Or is it Devil Man Lady?
No, it's just Devil Lady.
I read it like right after I read Devilman. I was like amazed at how amazing Devilman was, and then I immediately read Devil Lady, and I was like, "This is not Devilman 2."
It's really not. It's definitely a little more...
I'm wondering how bad it is. I've seen
Unfiltered.
Devilman Crybaby. That's my only exposure.
Yeah, Devilman Crybaby, essentially that one it's the most unfiltered of Devilman, but I think it kind of loses some of its charm because of that at the same time, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, I do really love like the original Devilman manga over Crybaby, but not to like say that Crybaby's bad in of itself, because Crybaby's really good.
I think it's just hard to
Basically-
recreate. It's hard to recreate Devilman because the timing of it was important.
Yeah.
The Devilman is the most Shin Megami Tensei anime I've ever seen that isn't a Shin Megami Tensei. It's very, very much like SMT.
I know the Devilman manga like can be humorous without wanting to be.
Oh yeah, Go Nagai was
Like,
very
the
good at
whole
mixing his
time
humor
travel
around.
thing they removed from
Yeah.
Crybaby.
It also escalates very quickly.
Mhm.
Again with the faux decapitation. Yeah, that's really weird. I know he was spot on. Oh,
Yeah, Coyote kind of
What
has
is
a
this
bit of
version?
a... Coyote's waiver is a bit different.
but makes sense. Look at how he holds the gun. That's a very inaccurate way to aim a gun. As anyone who's
Yeah.
actually fired a gun can tell you.
But if I'm
It's
correct,
gonna
out of the normal gun users, he is the most powerful in that retrospect. That's why it's such a hard aim. But if you get his waiver, like if you keep leveling up, he is like, holy crap. It's super worth it in my opinion.
Yeah,
Let's get a little Smiths reference here. How soon is now? As we know, Suda loves the Smiths.
Yeah, it's not like he named 7 characters after them. Technically 8 if you think about it, but...
Well, actually, when we used Kaide to solve the earlier puzzle. We didn't mention putting the wrist.
Yeah, we didn't get to this last time.
yeah, we didn't. We just solved the puzzle last time.
Yeah, because I made the
this is-
joke.
So this shadow is Iwazaru's wife, and Kaide can use her to make blood disappear and absorb blood. Sadly, Kaede has to slit her wrists to do so, which is not
again-
yeah.
I'm
Raises a lot of
surprised
questions.
I'm surprised that got past the Sarah rating. Sarah's very confusing.
Yeah. Maybe because it's not. I don't think he's doing it not intending to kill herself. It's just a symbolic thing. Like maybe Persona 3 when they shoot themselves in the head, they're not really killing themselves. They're still alive, so it's okay.
Yeah,
Like he's
but
fine. He's not dead.
yeah,
We can see her perish.
I think Persona gets away with it because there's definitely no like additional things with it, no blood or gore, etc. But it is definitely confusing. Like, for a good story on that, Masahiro Sakurai, the Smash Bros. Fame, has definitely talked about his distaste in the Zero rating.
Yes, when we played it the first time, we didn't even solve the puzzle. We just knew the answer.
Yeah.
I always remember because I made the joke going like, the hint is it's in a title of a future title.
The Queen.
Sexual.
So it's neat to think that he might have used a different dialect for every Remnant Psyche. So like maybe Travis is French, Iwazaru is Swedish, Suzy is American, which would make sense. Yoon Hyun is Korean, presumably, and that leaves Johnny, which he kind of sounds unique. Nice shot.
Yeah, we'll have to. Again, I wonder if some people can get rid of that modulated voice stuff.
Yeah, there's a mod that
You
can
there's gotta be a
just.
mod for it, but it would really, from what I hear, it takes away from the charm. It doesn't seem.
I mean,
weird.
we can use the mod for like one of the chapters.
You can try it if you. Are there any mods besides that worth doing? Of note. Ooh, this guy, yeah, got him. Oh, you might want to heal up. That's pretty low. Oh, nice.
Again, the benefit of hotkeys.
Ah, yes. I was about to say, I don't recall there being a shortcut to heal in the GameCube version. Very helpful.
Yeah, the Steam version has a lot of benefits like that. The switching's on the fly easier, healing on the fly.
Which mod do you wanna install? Because I
Are
didn't.
there any of note besides the plain text?
One.
Oh.
Maybe some outfits would be nice.
I'll look
You know,
on
would be a
it.
cool mod is if he gave Kaede a suit. He's not running around in a miniskirt all day.
There's
Just
a,
have her in a clean outfit.
there's a
Yeah.
killer
That'd be
bean
cool. Or
mod.
yeah, oh, here we go. Everyone's favorite NPC.
Tokyo Morishima.
Yeah, a lot of people think this is Tokyo Morishima
Naturally.
because of the spiky hair.
Let me.
Which, to be honest, I'm not. It kind of wouldn't makes. It does sort of make sense because Tokyo Morishima is really just kind of goes around.
I never heard that theory. I can kind of see it, but that's a stretch.
Again,
Here
it's
we
only
go,
because
the best
of the hair.
So one of the most famous songs in the game, and you only hear it in one room.
Here, 20 seconds. That's the most listened.
But yeah,
And it's a
this is
6-minute long track, I believe.
and then this was the place I was talking about. Look how rundown this place looks.
Yes. You know, this would be a good place to play it, too. You could listen to it the whole way, but it would take away some of the atmosphere.
Yeah.
So you actually see this area in every level. So maybe this is like the realm. It's accessible from every area, like a universal dimension of some sort.
Yeah, and this mentality would very much stick to in some future titles as well, like No More Heroes. Like you always kind of have these long hallway walking moments, especially when you
It definitely
see
over here.
especially in 3 because you kind of go into the UFO stuff a lot.
Mm-hmm. Although 1 has the phone calls, which is the best use of the Wii remote ever.
Yes.
In fact, I wonder if there's a PS4 version, could they make it play through the controller of the PS4?
Probably.
Yeah, he sounds like plain English, kind of like Suzy. That monster is quick. It explodes something.
Yeah, this is where we fight Speed Smile. I remember I called it.
Oh.
I remember calling it when we first did this. I was like, yes.
don't remember what he.
Also, though, the Johnny seems to die repeatedly, like he's in some kind of purgatory.
Yeah. Speed Mile, he's just fast.
Oh. Let me just.
And his weak point is in his mouth, from what I see.
He's very janky.
That's what makes it hard to shoot
I
it.
can just kill him like.
You can kill him normally, yeah. Oh, that's...
Or you could do that.
I forgot you can do shit like that on them. Just imagine this.
Helpful.
A lot of people who just go, like, gotta get it aimed perfectly. I'm gonna be such a pro. Speedrunners. Collateral shot.
Boom. Although I'm sure there's some people who probably say, well, if you don't use the collateral shot takes extra seconds to charge up, and seconds are everything for speedrunners, so...
I think
Yeah.
speedrunners just normally use, what's his name?
On.
Yeah, either Khan or, the other guy, the old man, Kevin.
Oh, Kevin.
It's worth noting that there's a scene here where we have to be accurate, and when I was playing it, I had a hard time getting shot. And we were hearing some unique dialogue that we didn't even know existed. Like, she was mocking the character for being a bad shot.
Oh right.
Yeah, it's during the, it's not technically during the boss portion, but yeah.
It's after the boss.
Yes. Like, I think she said something to the effect of, can't you get it up, if I recall correctly?
Yeah. Especially since Harmon's an old man, it's like, oh, fuck you.
We'll talk.
Baby, from what we
Pillow
cover,
talk.
that's just pillow talk.
More
said
references
mirror.
to a mirror.
Oh, I thought we gotta talk about... I thought you were gonna say more references to Evil Dead. I was like, what?
Maybe. I've never seen The Evil Dead, sadly. I want
Oh, they're so... The whole franchise is fun.
to. Just, I have an aversion to people being tortured and made to suffer. And I heard that the first Evil Dead is a pretty disturbing movie. I've heard that after that they become more funny, but I've heard the first one is kind of rough.
Yeah, the first one for me is one of my favorite horror movies. It's Sam Raimi's one of his debuts as a director, and it does show, especially knowing that the cast was high off their ass during that filming.
Makes
But
sense.
it's still a very fun movie. I still really like the first one a lot. But yeah, after that, you see Raimi's comedy side really starting awakening.
Yeah. Evil Dead 2 is just basically a horror comedy, and Army of Darkness is just a legit comedy.
Army of Darkness is just an action comedy at that point, and it's fantastic.
I have seen
And then-
Army of Darkness, but I saw it without seeing the first two.
Yeah, that's how a lot of people start actually.
And here's our main man.
Samantha
Samantha
Sitbon.
Sitbon. He gets her name dropped.
Be careful, sir.
And here's Harmon. Has the deadliest weapon in the game, but
The wheelchair.
that too. It's kind of like a priest.
Yeah, he does look like a
I'm the
priest.
mother of this sacred place. Our 4 children served their purpose. They didn't die in vain. But our other 9 children were killed by you.
So the math here is interesting.
Is it
We have
so
9
that
and we have
purpose
4,
in
and
life?
she's the mother. What does that add up
We are
to?
only serving our
Hmm.
gods. At heaven's command, we will
13.
follow.
Let me get the
14.
scientist.
We must get rid of bad
There
trees from
are
our
14 of
roots.
them.
I hope
So
you
there originally were
are not
14.
one of them.
Good night, child. It's past your bedtime.
His voice acting is great.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Everything he says is so well enunciated.
It's actually quite surprising how good the voice acting was in this game. Oddly enough, this is I think this is Robin Atkins' first time
I'm
appearing
mentioning
in this
this.
stuff. No, the miss is later.
Oh, okay. I thought it was when we missed the Angel Wings. We heard some smack talk.
And now the faces.
Yes.
But yeah, I remember when our first recording, I was talking about like how Angel here is kind of like the first time we kind of see a lot of more moe kind of look in these kind of games,
Mm-hmm.
and also
I
kind of
think
more.
this is deliberately like him trying to do, satire or subversion. 'Cause, the
Oh,
exaggerated
yeah.
circle blush.
And the angel, like,
She's
people
not
will look up this pure-looking woman as an angel, because...
And the obligatory tacky panty shot as she goes down. It all feels deliberate.
Yeah, and another thing that kind of fits into that kind of and that theming is the eyes, particularly, because Japanese anime has picked it up for a lot of old Disney cartoons, a lot of those big eyes, and it represents youth for them. Like, big eyes represent youth.
Mm. Which makes sense, because you see the old characters always have their eyes shut. Like Bunta in Initial D.
Roshi with his glasses on all the time.
Yep. Come on.
Oh!
I didn't hear her talking smack yet.
Oh, wait, do
Yeah,
the
and
ability
she doesn't
button as
like-
well. Let's hear her, never mind.
No, well.
So next time, if anyone is out there listening wants to play the game, try missing some shots, and she'll start talking shit.
Oh,
Again, it's
she's
after
gonna
the
do it
boss
now.
fight.
It's gonna
It's
do it
after
now.
the boss fight.
Oh,
It's when
right,
she's-
that's right. Oh, right. Now
It's
I
when she's-
remember. It's yeah.
It's when she's sitting down, and we definitely get a very more look. And kind of weirdly,
it's very obvious.
and kind of weirdly enough, I just kind of thought of this now. She kind of looks like she would belong in Chobits pretty well.
Yes. You see the silhouette behind her very briefly.
Yeah, go ahead and just
During
miss
that
some
one.
shots. I tried to hit the wings.
God, you stink. I mean,
Yeah.
you.
There it is.
God, you stink.
God, you stink. I mean, you stink. Just looking at you makes me sick. Just looking at you makes me sick.
Okay, let's try it one more time.
So you got me. Oh well.
Oh,
I haven't heard
when
that
you,
one.
When you hit it, when you hit her.
So you got me. Oh well.
Yeah, that's
There's
cute.
a real target.
So yeah, she has 3 lines where she goes like, "You can't get it up," or "Oh, you got me," and then it's like, "You just make me sick."
Tricks are for kids.
Some great dialogue here.
I'm an old man.
Kunlan.
Also, I just kind of thought about it when during the boss fight, you definitely hear Kulan's voice during an Angel. So is that Kulan just cosplaying?
By the way, we know where this is now. That's the Seattle Tower in the background.
You always seem to.
Oh yeah, you're right. So yeah, we're in Seattle.
You tell me. Because you're a bad player.
And again, for
He has a
anyone
great
trying to,
laugh.
yeah, very good laugh. For anyone trying to wonder, like, cause like, can you explain the plot a bit? No,
Order to the sage. You're a good
Nope.
friend.
we're kind of not even at that point yet, and even then, it's kind of hard to explain.
Even in vagary terms, you could say they're kind of like the Xavier and Magneto.
Yeah. Well, in actuality, like what they are is the god of East and West. That's
Oh,
very much what they are.
fun.
Friday night.
It's Friday night.
It's Sunday night.
And, yes, we should give the Twitter account the Friday night some love.
Dude, there's so many Friday night stuff. There's the Yakuza one,
yes.
there's the Killer7 one. There's even a Tokusatsu one now.
The
Killer
it's
7
from
one's still the best.
California.
There's
Yeah.
always time for fun.
But let's just...
But I do like the Kaku Ranger one. It's Friday in California.
It's really
Huh?
funny.
Shoot!
That is somewhere. Very cool music here.
Wake from your dream.
Oh my god, we actually can... We can actually, like, know what this dialogue is saying now.
Mhm.
It's always so quiet. I'm actually super excited when we get to the Chapter 2 stuff with the fucking gun girl. Because you can never hear her.
Yeah, it's a good point he makes because there's more people in the world than ever, but it's also easier to communicate than ever.
Mm-hmm. And that's why the dark web is such a useful tool for criminals. Ooh, how many did we get?
Ooh.
5.
Ah.
Last time we got 51.
Yeah, we actually got Suda51.
Yes. You know, we could have gone for 14, get the actual number. That'd be interesting. Is that even possible? And then we will continue to Chapter 2, Sunset.
Yeah, I forgot to
That
look up
is part
that
1,
quote.
the Angel. Or part 0, rather.
Oh, let's call it part 1.
Then we've unlocked our second target. Or targets. No, wait, no,
No,
target.
target.
Sunset. I'm thinking, yeah, later on there's the targets. Oh, I remember this, dude. So, yes.
To Sunset or something. I don't remember.
No, there's 7 targets. Technically 8. Because 0.
And yes. But also he mentions, you know, it's past your bedtime, and then he tells Kunlan it's time to wake up. So Kunlan was Angel all along, which we can see by the silhouette is revealed to be Kunlan.
Yeah.
And we'll learn more about him later. Or will we?
No. Just no.
Just now. So yeah, so in the next time we will continue with the next target, which is the Sunset.
Yep.
Any closing remarks about Target 00?
I like this game. That's it.
Oh yeah, the game's fantastic. It flows well. It's a very unique take on an adventure shooter game.
You actually need to talk about the
Yeah.
gameplay, how unique it is.
And unlike, as much as I like Silver Case and Flower, Sun, and Rain, their main drive is the story. Let's be honest, they're not very fun games to play. This game is fun to play.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
It really is.
This is why Suda
Like-
popped off on this game. He's just like, yes.
Yes. Like Flower, Sun, and Rain, there's that long stretches of the game where the game actively hates you, makes you do stuff that's not fun. So does Silver Case. Killer7 is very rare when it makes you do something tedious. And the style it's done with, it takes away any boredom or tedium that it would bring, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
really
always, it's very,
The game
very
the-
captivating to look at.
Yeah, and the gameplay loop really works.
Yeah, thank God we're on the GameCube engine.
So I wonder
It's
how much of that we can thank
FPS.
Mikami for. Because Mikami did make the best Resident Evil. I think that's a well-established fact.
Well, we could just thank Mikami for just making sure Suda stayed in the chair.
Yes. Which is, No More Heroes is also a great game, and Shinji Mikami didn't work on that, to my knowledge.
No, but I think Suda definitely took to heart of what Mikami told him. It's like, you just stay in that chair. You just stay there. You can do these things.
Yes.
And
I
sadly, he
wish he'd
didn't
have
listen
done
to
that
him.
for his career after No More Heroes 1.
Yeah, and then Shinji Mikami didn't listen to that advice.
Yeah, to his detriment, but you live and you learn.
Yeah, I want Mikami back on development, but he has a company to take care of. I understand that's very important.
That's happened with Suda too, but he realized, his heart is in creation. His creations were getting away from him, and he wasn't enjoying it as much.
And
Maybe
now
Mikami's happy. I don't know.
Yeah, people also worry Platinum Games is kind of on the same path as that too.
The Platinum game stuff, I'll say we'll see. Let's hope it's nothing bad happens. But
yeah,
seeing how development, like games in general, are going.
Yeah, their recent statements have been a little lately. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's
I
not
did
get
love
bummed out.
Vanquish. That's way back then.
I just want
Let's not
my
get bummed and
Ultraman
play
game.
Killer7.
Wasn't there an Ultraman game where you were like, was it like a fighting game where you fight kaiju? Or am I
There
thinking
is.
King of the Monsters?
You're probably thinking of that, but I'm just referencing their Project GG that Kamiya's working on. I just hope that doesn't get ruined or canceled.
I hope we get Hotel Barcelona. Oh, please.
Yeah, I hope that's the next big project for
I
a
don't
new
think they
IP.
even started on it yet.
Well,
They're too
what
busy
he's done with
drinking.
his weird. Neither of them are working on anything right now. Maybe they were all in on Barcelona.
Yeah, who knows?
My dream game would be let Mikami oversee the gameplay, Suda and Swery handle the writing.
And then Toyama's just doing character designs. Because Toyama is apparently on it.
You mean the artist for No More Heroes?
No, I'm talking about Toyama, the Silent Hill and Gravity Rush director. He's apparently
Oh,
working with
yeah.
them. They
Oh,
literally
that would be nice.
during the first press conference they talked about Barcelona, they straight up just called them up.
Nice. So here's a question: who would be a better composer for it, Takata or Yamaoka? I'd say Takata.
That's a load. That's hard. That's hard for
Yeah,
me
it
to
depends.
answer.
If it's like some
Yamaoka,
horror
his recent
stuff,
stuff, I'm not that.
if it's slightly horror, then I guess Akira. If it's just like the regular Suda games, like No More Heroes or fucking.
What I've heard about the concept of Barcelona, it really seems more horror like vibes.
Like I said, they didn't even start anything. They just made up the name, and that's basically it.
They were talking some conceptual stuff, but yeah, it is very still in the rough draft.
So yeah, maybe they've got it pinned down. Wasn't it going to have elements of what Shadows of the Damned was supposed to be?
Again, there's gotta be a lot of things like that popping up and just future titles in general. Like it's just been kind of happening in general ever since Shadows of the Dam happened, where we literally even have a manga that has elements of the original Kuriyami.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Suda has
I
just
want to
been
see.
integrating it as he goes on.
I would love a Lollipop Chainsaw sequel, but it's that jaded Juliet we see in Travis Strikes Again, who's like, "Oh yeah, I used to be a cheerleader." That dumb bullshit. Like,
Who
I would
also
love that Lollipop Chainsaw.
who really loves
Please,
Mappy.
that would be amazing. Like, give me a middle-aged Juliet Starling who's like over being a cheerleader, is just trying to live a mundane life and gets pulled back into killing zombies, and they like make she's more like Daria now.
But yeah,
In fact, if Suda, if you're listening, if you need a writer, I'll do it for you. And I'm cheaper than James Gunn, I guarantee it.
yeah, with Killer7 for the next stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, that's for sure. This is probably more when the heavy political stuff will start hitting into.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. A
Oh, the
lot
first
of
here, Target One.
international politics.
Yeah,
Target
with
One, like the
Sunset.
first cutscene here, it's
Oh,
all
absolutely.
like information dump.
Oh yeah, the information dump. Then in part 2 of Sunset, there's a great scene
Right.
with that
Yes.
boardroom meeting.
Oh, I love that
Oh,
scene.
right.
It's like,
Isn't the poker game? There's the poker game in Target 1 or Target 2? I think it's in Target 2.
it's in Sunset. It's near the end of Sunset, if I'm correct.
Oh, I love the poker game. It's such a brief scene, but it's so heavy.
I don't think
It's
they're even
like
playing poker.
lore
I think they're
starts
playing
coming hard and
Mahjong.
fast.
I think they're playing Mahjong.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, they
Mahjong.
are.
I think so.
The
But yeah,
poker game is
dialogue and world building starts coming so hard and fast. You're already on to the next thing. You barely have time to like think about what you were just hit with. It's a roller coaster. It's a narrative roller coaster.
no. With that, I think we're done for today.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, then nice having closing thoughts. This has been the Killer7 edition of Cast Not Dead Part 1. We'll continue next time with Sunset. This has been CJ Wakura.
This has been Infinite.
KamenSentai.
Quill.
With a better SSD.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Cast Not Dead, nor the cats.
See you, everyone.
Meow.
See ya.